I'm here with Glenn, who owns his Kia EV6. He's had it for a few months now, 4 months now, and he's just gonna sort of go over it, some of the specs and what he likes about it and any potentials not liking. Hi Glenn.
Oh, hi Adrian. Yep, this is my new EV6. I've had it for 4 months. Really love it. It's got a lot of great features. I'll pop the bonnet. You can have a look under there. I'll pop the boot while I'm at it. There we go. Pretty much does everything I want. We have because there's no motor in the front, we actually have a second trunk, which is quite useful for storing bits and pieces. I keep my spare charging cable in there.
So you actually do use it a bit?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. It's handy to have it there.
Yeah, they gave me a Type 2 cable with the car. So if I need to charge it somewhere with a Type 2 charger, that's all built in. The rest it's pretty basic. Your usual stuff. You've got your brake cylinder fluid here. This is the coolant for the electrics, because most EVs are actually cooled, liquid cooled. Nice big boot. Everything works great. Seats fold forward if you've got a bigger load than you need. And if you want to close it, you just push the button. Tow bar.
Yep, so you've got a boat, and how big's your boat?
17 footer.
So that's pretty good.
Yes, I haven't actually towed the boat with it so far, but should do it without any issues.
I guess which model of the EV6 is this one?
Second one up.
Second one up, so it's just classifies still for the rebate.
Yeah, the one that's just under the dollar value to get the
Clean car rebate.
$8,500 back from the government.
Or 7, yeah.
Which was very nice, I must say. So when I close the door, the seat automatically adjusts itself.
Great.
Clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
So push the power button, and it all lights up. It's got all sorts of clever features. This is telling me what the tyre pressures are on each wheel. They don't vary too much. I just pumped them up the other day. This particular frame tells you if there's anything near the car. Like if you're about to overtake, it tells you if there's a car on either side.
What's the range been like?
500 k's.
Yep, so it's
Genuine.
Well, that's not the most common. Have you noticed anything with this? We're getting colder with the range. Any change?
Not significantly.
No.
Doesn't get that cold here.
Yeah.
Well, my grandchildren live 150 kilometres away. So I did the round trip to visit them a couple of weeks ago, or more than that, a month ago. And I came back and I still had 1/3 of the battery left after doing a 300k round trip.
Wow.
So I was happy with that. What else have we got?
Safety features?
The usual airbags. It's got sensors front and rear. So if you get too close to the vehicle in front, the brakes automatically come on. I tried to back out in the front of a bus the other day, and it stopped me before I hit it, which was quite nice.
So they work pretty accurately.
Pretty good, pretty good. The upmarket model's got the 360-degree camera and all that sort of thing, but I don't have it with this one.
And how do you find using these, the screen? It's kind of not sort of almost buttons, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all touch screen. I can't say I like it that much, to be honest, because it distracts you from looking out the window when you're driving.
Has this got voice activation?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I've got my GPS going here. you hit the home screen, all this other stuff pops up. You know, you can do all sorts of clever things there, half of which I haven't learned how to use yet.
Yeah. Does this have that comes up on the screen that what do you call it?
Heads up.
Yeah, heads up.
No, I haven't got that.
Yeah, that's right.
It'd be good if it did. So this one, basically, this array down here toggles between the radio and the air conditioning settings, which you can turn on or off there.
A bit tricky when you're driving.
Yeah, it is a bit, because you got to sort of look down, find the right place, and then stick your finger there.
And the gear, that's pretty just...
This is simple. Reverse is there, and drive is there.
And you get
And park is there.
and that picture's quite a good screen for the reverse, isn't it? And
The reversing screen's really good, and you've got a button that will bring that up. If you're not in reverse, you can actually bring the screen up,
oh, that's a good idea.
see what's behind you.
Before you start trying to reverse.
Yeah,
That van could move into you.
or even if while you're driving, you want to see who's behind you, rather than look in the mirror, you can look at the screen. There's a whole lot of stuff on the steering wheel that's really good. You can select different modes here, there, and everywhere. It's telling you how many Ks you've done, how many Ks you got on your last trip. A whole lot of analytical type stuff, which might not necessarily be that useful. I'm not really sure what that one is. Smart cruise. Oh yeah, cruise control, which I never use.
And you got driving modes as well, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of different driving modes. Over here, you can control all your windows, lock, unlock, set your mirrors, all that sort of thing. The doors automatically lock once you start driving. Yeah,
Okay.
go around the block.
Yep. Before you had was the Outlander?
The
An old-
Outlander, yeah. You did a review on that.
Yeah. That was a good car.
Oh, yeah, still a good car. Just this replaced the Outlander. The Outlander was great, but it only had a short range on the electrics, whereas this one's got a 500k range on the battery. You know, so finally got my long distance
Yeah.
electric vehicle.
And did you look at any other cars when you were making the change?
The Model Y was the preferable one. Had to have something with a tow bar, and there's not actually that many EVs with tow bars.
And what made you go for this instead of the Y?
I drove it. I drove them both and said, what I didn't like about the Model Y was that iPad type screen in the middle, and you have to keep looking at it to see what your speed is. Whereas with this one, you just sort of glance down, you know. Way simpler. So it's got these two flappy pedals. This is quite a good feature, actually. So this is how you control your regenerative braking. So at the moment, we're just coasting. I've got the foot off the pedal, and I've got 4 levels of regenerative braking. There's a little symbol on the dash that tells me what level I've got it set at. Typically around town I'll have it on full. So you got what they call the I pedal.
Yep.
So if I take my foot off the pedal, we'll actually come to a complete halt.
Yeah, I like that feature.
Yeah. It's good. It's good around town. You don't want it on the open road. If you're on a long trip out of town, you want it off completely. And then whenever you're on a downhill slope, you take your foot off the accelerator pedal and the thing just coasts, you know, which extends the range. Just getting busy, isn't it? So my foot's off the pedal at the moment. We're trucking along at 44 k's, and it'll actually coast for a very long way. with very little power being used, which is the reason they get that really good range out of it.
So do you find this as roomy as the Model Y?
Pretty much the same, I think. I mean, the Model Y is a lovely car.
Yes.
I don't want to badmouth it.
So what's your main reasons for, what's your main usage for this car then? So people would have an idea of.
Everyday use, just work, carrying stuff, hauling trailers, long trips.
Yeah.
Long trips with using very little energy. And as you know, with my off-grid building, I can actually charge the car.
Yeah, so you're a little bit different that you've got a whole building that can charge.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
It's not going to hold.
Yep, auto hold.
So if I'm on a slope,
Yep.
like at an intersection,
Yeah.
that would automatically hold its place. It won't roll backwards.
Oh yeah. Any sort of quirks you haven't liked so much about it after 4 months with the car?
Not really. Pretty good so far. So you don't actually use the foot brake a lot. And when you hit the foot brake, you don't get any regen. I don't quite understand why, but that's how it works.
How do you find, since it's raining, how do you find the stability in the rain?
Good. The only downside is it's not four-wheel drive.
Yeah, this is rear wheel drive, isn't it?
Yeah. The two models above it are both four-wheel drive. There's the four-wheel drive one, and then there's the performance four-wheel drive one. But if you want either of those, you'd move out of the rebate.
Yeah. So you plan to have this for a while?
I can see I'll be keeping this for a while.
Yeah.
The downside of the Outlander, although it's a really neat car, you still got a petrol engine to service.
Yeah.
And it's filters and oil and all that sort of thing.
So they sort of have the range, but then you're still paying for a petrol, or paying for an engine, aren't you?
Yep. I wanted to get away from having a piston engine and have the range.
Yeah.
Let's cross up. So there you go.
That's great, thank you.